Okay. All right, let's talk about the first one. I'm going to talk about what if Disney buys Warner Brothers. All right, let's talk about this. Rule one, no offense. Disney is a movie company was the first appears in 1923 located in Burbank, California. The company is funded by Walt Disney and Roy O. Disney. And those two guys who created this company, however, the Disney is created by itself. But it is just the creator of Mickey Mouse and also make some other movies and other cartoons that are ever from based on a children's book. Or either they make some live action films as well. One of the first of Disney has to buy Miramax Films. You know with the type film coming to the behind to make a Kill Bill and Scream movie franchise or other titles. But they are ones that also they make a titles based on the non-Disney titles. And you know once doing in 2010, once in 2009 once Buena Vista Home Entertainment was shut down. And then in 2010s of Disney planned to sell Miramax as once. And after they once the buy of the two companies, they are planned to create a new one. And that it has changed well. Pixar is a 3D animated studio. And the one that has the first movie is 1995 is Toy Story. It's a the most famous animated film of all time. And they created some titles that there comes in doing from 90s and 2000 or more. And it comes to anything doing or well in a partner with Disney. And then in 2006 and once now Disney buy it and take a hand of this franchise the ones for resting on life. And that is how the Pixar served to stay at Disney as well. Marvel is a comic book company, is one is the creator of Avengers, X-Men, Fantastic Four, or other else of superheroes. In years they're doing it in 2008, once Marvel created a movie studio called name Marvel Cinematic Universe. Once the first movie was Iron Man. Once the partner was signed with Paramount. In the 2009 of Disney that just has buy Marvel and the ones that take over in the Hero Cinematic Universe. And then it is doing in 2014 once Paramount are no longer taking hand of these titles. Or other else of Marvel companies are quit. However, Sony is working with the side with Spider-Man films as well. But now there's the Disney take over this series, the ones that are on the TV shows and somewhere cartoons as well. Lucasfilm, another movie studio, is one that behind to make Star Wars and Indiana Jones franchise. In Heroes are doing in 2012, Disney is going to plan another film studio called Lucasfilm. Ones that created Star Wars and Indiana Jones are one is interesting ones of Disney has on these theme parks and the ones that are behind of Star Wars and Indiana Jones here. But here is and it have a buy-in in 2012. And once the first Star Wars movie is called Star Wars in episode 7, The Force Awakens. And then it's doing happening in 2012 of comes off any single of the cartoons and TV show and other else in the doing of the ones in the mid 2010s. And here is 20th Century Studios, other ones before called named 20th Century Fox. Don't you know that the company that are behind of making some cartoon series of The Simpsons and Family Guy? In order to make it comics, those famous sci-fi horror movies are called Alien and Predator, or other also comes out of titles. In the ones that are enduring of 2019, Disney are by and the biggest movie company instead of called 21st Century Fox. However, Marvel has made some X-Men Fantastic Four films or other else titles and have it. Many years are ones they are also making some Star Wars movie trilogy as well. Doing in 2019, Disney created its own streaming app. And those ones that compares are on rival between Amazon Prime Video and Netflix. And here you could see that those are the films that those from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and National Geographic. And other else has own company that's the ones that Disney have token. And then as it comes to titles as well. here's a ham now. That there Disney have these all of those companies is now a Disney take a hand of them. And that is also only the those company it is now that they control. But it is now that is happening that goes on well. Perhaps the ones that are doing at this time well, Warner Brothers and Disney are described as rivals, and it is a company that wants that they are not like each others. But in 2024, one shows up between of Disney, Hulu, and Max app. But here to show me that commercial can be a little bit strange. But that merging, but in here did not ever happening. But the thing about that it is here between of them and describe it there's a between of them as a one is do you think about that? Well, Marvel and DC and one is these comic book companies describe it they are well as true rivals. Perhaps in 1990s this crossover comics just shows up. Many do not have a somewhere in the movies, TV show and the video games as well. But then the heroes are doing in 1996 and it comes of Amalgam Comics. It shows it as a mix of the fusion of these heroes from Marvel and DC. It's kind of be a little bit force of heresy. But Marvel is owned by Disney now, and DC is now owned by Warner Brothers. But it describe it that between of them they have nothing ever in the be of the show is on a movie crossover well yet. But maybe what's happening if Marvel or DC well, don't know the whatever. What if Disney has to buy Warner Brothers? But think of yourself that in reality is a real big problem is. It's just like a North Korea versus a film company. It's just a credits its own deadly sins. Perhaps today is just a credits its own group. It just credits one's own army. However, to describe it as the force of the billiards and those who creates its own company. They are inscribed and they are his own criminal gang. It is just to take a powers by. However, this company is a ruled by an annoying devil itself. Perhaps, do you know the think? However, Warner Brothers, if it'll be by joy with them, however, but it is cannot be described this heresy is mine be living a worst nightmare.